Hello, gentle viewers. This is Avendian, welcoming you back to Tabletop Simulator and the amazing deck-building board game Dune Imperium, designed by Paul Deneen. Dune Imperium is based on the book by Frank Herbert, and is also based on the movie that comes out later this week, despite the fact that the game came out before the movie. This is because the new Dune movie was supposed to release back in 2020, but then, fucking COVID happened. So the game got released first, and the movie got pushed back. But the movie is coming out now, and there's lots of really cool tie-ins because, for instance, the artwork of the characters is the actual characters in the movie, which is pretty cool. This game is a deck builder. I played Great Western Trail on this channel already, if you want another example of a deck builder. But deck builders are basically about building a deck of cards so that you can do really cool, powerful combos. And then win the game. But it's not just a deck builder. It's also a worker placement game. And so each turn you're going to use your cards to either place workers or to buy other cards, basically. The game takes place over 10 rounds, but it could end faster than that. And there are two end states for the game. One, the conflict deck is empty, or two, a player gets to 10 points. I apologize, it looks like there is yard work going on outside my window. Hopefully you can't hear that. We're going to be playing the two-player variant, with the House of Gaul simming the third player. House of Gaul is really smooth, and I think it's one of the best parts of this game, is it makes a two-player game really enjoyable. Even if you don't, brain. Brain is not braining right now. Even if you don't have, 3 or 4 players in this game. I think this game is best at 4 players, I would imagine. I haven't had a chance to try it, but I'm going to in the very near future. But, it works really well as a 2-player game because all House of Gaul does is block the other players or occasionally take stuff. But the cool thing about House of Gaul is that it is that it's easy to manage. You're literally just flipping over a card and doing what the card says. But it makes the game more competitive for 2 players, because otherwise there's just too much real estate. And people don't ever really feel blocked from doing what they want, exactly what they want to do. So let's talk about the cards. And we're going to use some of the cards up here that we can buy, like the Shoutout Directorship. Every card can be used in one of 2 phases, or both, like the Fremen camp. There's an agent phase, where you play the card to move one of your agents, or the reveal phase, where you play the remaining cards in your hand and you buy extra cards. Some cards give you a bonus when you buy them, like the Shoutout Directorship, which gives you free influence. I think it's actually free influence with everybody. Let me make sure of that, but I think that's influence with everybody. Also, for this game, and starting for videos in the future too, I'm going to be using the in-game manual when I have rules questions, so that you can see it too, and so that you don't think I'm making things up. Also, I don't have to, drag rulebooks out of games here. Wonder if it's here. I think that very clearly means 1 influence with every guild, which is good, because otherwise that's a waste of money. Yeah, because it doesn't say choose one, it just says all of them. The other thing to think about for cards, the top right is the cost and persuasion to buy it, but this is where you can send workers using a given card. There's also these extra cards, which have very specific abilities that anyone can buy. Otherwise, you're liable to the luck of the draw. I think we're ready to just go ahead and get playing. And then I'll explain how the game, each space works as we play. So, we're each playing a character from the movie. We have Glosu, the Beast, Raban, and we have Count Ilban Rikazi. The Beast here gets every character has a special power, and the Beast gets an extra spice and an extra solar to start the game. But that's it. If he plays his Signet Ring card, he can either get one troop or two if he gets an alliance with a faction. So it's a good source of soldiers. Makes sense for the character. Count Rikazi, on the other hand, if ever he has to pay money to use a board space, which is Jesse's up here, he gets to draw a card, or he gets some money every time he plays his Signet Ring. So let's go ahead and get their starting games. And then we're going to do the same thing for Ilban here. As a deck builder, each player starts with the exact same deck. Our two decks at the beginning of the game are identical. So I decided blue is first player. He gets the worm that poops out the spice. Spoiler, I guess, but the book is, almost 50 years old at this point. Yeah, the spice that everyone's addicted to in the book and in the movie is poop from giant worms. But as you do. So, let's see what our first conflict is about. We are fighting a skirmish to get influence with a faction and one spice. In a two-player game, you can only get... Actually, 2 or 3-player game, I think. I don't really care because I'm playing a 3-player game. But I think in a 2 or 3-player game, you can only get the top 2 rewards. But maybe not. Anyway, so the first player, the person with the most combat strength at the end of the first conflict, will get a spice and influence with any faction they choose. The second player will get 2 spice. This yellow symbol means victory point. So that's very important. So I can go to any green, any blue, or any yellow space. None of these are particularly intriguing this early in the game. But I could try to make a move to get an early seat on the High Council. Or a swordmaster right off the bat. So I'm actually going to go ahead and play Dune the Desert Planet. No, I'm not. Oh, I can't do that either. Because this is the selling the melange space is a fucking desert space. Damn it. So I'd have to find a way of getting spice that didn't involve going to the planet's surface of Arrakis. Man, that is lame. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I guess I'm going to go ahead and get some spice, though, because it's a really helpful thing to get early on in the game. Which is why I played the wrong card. Come on, Abby, get it together. So, Dune the Desert Planet, I can go down to yellow space. I come over to the Haga Basin. I'm going to go ahead and spend a water, because the space requires it. We can tell that right there. And I get 2 spice for my trouble. Not a bad start. Next, House Hagal takes their turn. House Hagal always goes after the first player. And he's going to Arakeen. Now you'll notice the space has lots more than the card says. You just do what the card says. So here he gets 1 troop, and he can deploy that troop, which he will, up to 2 more. So Red is already off to a start in the conflict where they're going to get 6 strength. Red doesn't get any rewards. They just keep us from getting rewards. That's what matters there. Orange. Now, Orange could start working up the influence tracks. Actually like him getting close with the Fremen nice and early on. So I think he will. He's going to go ahead and play Diplomacy. He's going to come to the Still Suits. And he's going to get a water. He could deploy some troops if he wanted to. And I think he will deploy a troop. If you don't deploy at least 1 soldier, you can't even qualify for 2nd place. So he's going to do that. And he got his water. And he gets 1 influence with the Fremen. like so. Alright, blue. Now notice, he cannot place convincing arguments as agent cards, because they don't have any agent spaces on them. But he could play his dagger. And I think he will. I think he's going to go to the Hall of Oratory. Oh, technically, cards in play should go here, because that's how you chain cards. So very important to put those there. Actually, I can put them up there. Oh, there we go. So he is going to go to the House of Oratory. It'll put a troop in his garrison that he could deploy later. And most importantly, it'll give him an extra persuasion to buy cards at the end of his reveal turn. He is finished. Notice House of Gold like to go there, but it's a worker placement game, so he can't go there. He's not going to harvest spice because it's based on bonus spice, and there's no bonus spice at the start of the game. Right? I just now realized that yeah, there is no bonus spice at the start of the game. I didn't think there was. So House of Gaul is going to conspire with the Emperor. They get 2 more troops in their garrison, but not deployed, because you don't see the cross sword symbol. Like here, for instance. And he gets 1 influence with the Emperor. Now, the only reason we care about red going for factions is they can actually take the alliance token. Which is a victory point. So that's pretty important, because it's 1 less for us. Orange takes their second agent turn. This one could not have gone better for them. They're going to play Seek Allies. Note, when you play this card, you have to trash it. That's fine. And he's going to go right back to the Fremen. He's going to pay a water. And he's going to get 2 troops. And he's going to deploy 2 of them, so that he has a chance to get second place. He could also deploy a further 2, because it's always the amount you just earned plus 2. But he's going to hold off, because he knows red's not going to get any more. So really, it's just, does blue have a bunch of combat cards? He probably doesn't. I feel pretty solid gambling on this with just the 2. Plus, orange increases his influence and gets the game's first victory point. Hooray! Orange is now completed with his turn. And again, I keep forgetting these cards can be played in front of him, not in the discard pile. They don't get discarded until the end. Alright, blue is going to play his remaining cards. So he's got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in persuasion, plus 1 from going to the Hall of Oratory, which gives him 6. Enough to buy any of the cards but the Koam Directorship. None of these are great combo cards yet. Firm Grip is a good card if you have an alliance with the Emperor, but otherwise it's not that great, and it requires you to spend a lot of money. That's not a great card for him. I like the Guild Administrator, though. It's a way to get more influence during the game. And this symbol here means you get to trash a card. Meaning you remove it from the game, making your deck thinner, and therefore making it more likely you get the cards you want. So that is 2 of 6 spent. We flip over another card. I could get 2 Guild Administrators. Why the heck not? So that's it for them. But they could also buy an Arrakis Legion. A Liaison, rather. And these are cards that are available to buy anytime during certain circumstances. This is actually a reward from the Spacing Guild. And yeah, he's going to go ahead and he's going to take his Arrakis Legion Liaison. I keep forgetting that. So the last thing we do with the turn is we take all of his cards and put them in his discard pile that he played. And we determine his combat strength. Blue's combat strength is 2. He is not going to be doing well in this conflict. While we're here, we might as well go and determine red's combat strength, which is going to be 6, because it's 2 per cube. And then orange. Orange is going to reveal his hand, and his hand is worth 4. He's going to buy this Fremen camp card because I already started working with the Fremen. And there's different combo cards later on in the game that can be quite potent. So he's going to go ahead and take the Fremen card. And we refill the row. I mean, a Gunthopter would have been pretty spicy, but oh well. That concludes Orange's reveal turn, so everything gets discarded. Orange's combat strength is 4. Better than blue, not as good as red. And the last thing we do before starting our combat is we go ahead and flip House Seagal, and House Seagal gets 2 more combat strength. Was it necessary? No, but it did happen. So I determined who won the combat. Red had the most, so red would get the first place reward, but he doesn't because he doesn't care. Orange is the second place player, so they get 2 spice. Pretty spicy. And blue gets nothing because you don't get a third place reward on in a 2 or 3 player game. All these troops here go back to their respective supplies. And it's time for the makers to poop out some bonus spice. So any space that doesn't have an agent gets 1 spice. That has a little worm symbol on it. Last we recall, so all of the agents go home. Very common mistake for new players. You don't remove the agents till after you've done the makers, because that's the only way you know where you should or shouldn't get bonus spice. That has concluded our first round of the game. We're ready to go for a second round. I am going to delete this card because we don't need it anymore. And we're going to reveal the next conflict. So next conflict is the Siege of Arakeen. It's worth both a victory point and control of the city. Which is that anytime anyone else goes to this space, including you, you get a buck. So, very high prize. This is going to be fought over pretty significantly. Oh, and sorry, as part of the end of the step, Orange gets to be the first player now. So Orange is going to draw 5 cards, as is Blue. What would Orange like to do with his turn? Well, what does he have in his hand? He could go right for getting his Swordmaster, his 3rd agent, early on in the game. And that's super powerful. He would need 2 yellows and a green, and that's exactly what he has. Oh no, wait, he couldn't do it. He would need a 3rd actual character in order to get it. So then the interesting question becomes, does he get more aggressive in terms of something else? He can't go to any of the factions, but he can go anywhere on the planet or to the Launchstad. Landsrad. Whatever. He could sell his spice and get $6, which would leave him in a good position for getting his Swordmaster next turn. And the only reason he's going to do that is because he doesn't want Blue to be able to sell his Melange and thereby get the money he needs right away. So we're going to play the Signet Ring because he gets another $1 because of his bonus there. And then he's going to send his agent up to sell his Melange. 2 spice is going to get him $6. Unfortunately, it's $8 to get the Sword Master, the third agent, sadly. But he'll be able to get there next turn, probably. House Seagal is going to do its thing, and House Seagal is going for the Highliner, which gets him 3 troops, which is going to immediately deploy, as well as 2 more. This is going to be a massive investment for whomever wants to go hard for the first place. It could be done, but it will be quite tricky. Alright. If he had 4 spice, he could go conspire with the Emperor, but he can't do that. He doesn't have the money to go rally troops. But he's got water. Oh, no, he doesn't. He spent his water. So he would need to get water first. That's annoying. Without a way to get water, he can't... No, actually it does make sense to do that. He's going to go and play Seek Allies, which then goes in the trash. And he's going to come to the Still Suits. He gets a water, and he gets to deploy 2 troops. Sorry, not from his supply, from his garrison. 1, 2. He also gains 1 influence with the Fremen. And he is done. I did it again. I've got to remember to put these cards up here. Orange. Orange would love nothing more than to buy his Swordmaster, but doesn't have enough money. He's got to go either to the planet, or he's got to go... Getting some more spice wouldn't be terrible. But he wants to get involved in the combat, too. He could go rally troops. That'd put him in a better position for a later turn. But if he doesn't submit at least 1 troop, he can't be in first place. Alright. He can't go to the Fremen because he doesn't have any influence cards. He could go to get some spice and deploy some troops. He's going to do that. I'm not going to overthink this. He's going to come to Imperial Basin because he didn't have to waste a water that way, and he still gets 2 spice. He gets the bonus spice plus 1 of his own. And he's going to deploy 2 troops to the conflict. That concludes Orange's turn. We then switch to Red, who's going to flip another card. They're going to go for selective breeding and get some influence with the Bene Gesserit. Blue is going to play Diplomacy. He's going to come here, spend a water. He's going to get 2 troops, which he can instantly deploy, and he's going to deploy... That should be it. Yeah, he's good. He's not going to do anything else. Blue's turn is done. Orange is going to take his reveal turn. So first of all, I forgot to reset this. Sorry. He is going to get 4 troops. He then reveals his daggers, each of which gets him another 2. He's got a convincing argument, good for 2. Influence, what does he want to buy? It's an Arrakis Liaison or nothing, and I think he'll take the Arrakis Liaison. Everything gets discarded. And this is going to get shuffled, because he's going to have to do that anyway. Red doesn't take a turn now because they don't do it off of real turns. Blue is going to reveal his hand. Nope, because he just revealed the card, he doesn't get to use the Signet Ring special power this time around. But he does get an additional sword, which on top of the 4 troops he's already got, puts him at 9. He gets 2 influence from Dune and from the Signet Ring. Right? Yeah. So he can buy an Arrakis Liaison as well, and he shall. Oops. And flippity dippity, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Red has 5 troops, so red gets 10. Plus, we reveal a House of Gaul card, and he gets an additional combat strength. So red won. Now, the combat flag only matters to them if it kicks somebody else out, I think. Let me quickly read that rule. Here we go here. So yeah, it just kicks people out of existing spaces. So I actually don't even need these banners here. Blue came in second. Blue gets $4. And orange gets nothing other than wasting their garrison. It was worth it to try, because a victory point is key, right? You can't win the game without them. Literally. Okay. Y'all are going to go back to the 0 space. The makers are going to poop out some more spice. And then everyone comes home. We, all the way home. Oh, blue went there twice. Yeah, I forgot to give blue their second influence. Whoopsie. We're now tied at 1-1. Orange hands this back to blue. Blue will be the first player, and he's going to draw 5 cards. And orange is going to draw 5 cards. Remove this card from the game. The winner of this gets 1 influence and 2 intrigue cards. That's a pretty quality reward. What do we got here? Yeah, I'm going to go to the Spacing Guild. So I'm going to play my Guild Administrator. I get to trash a card. I'm going to go ahead and trash the Dagger. No, I'm going to trash Dune the Desert Planet. I think that makes more sense. And then I'm going to come over here. Get an Influence. And I get a Fold Space card. This is a one-time card that lets you go anywhere you want to. Which is pretty powerful, I think. He was going to go to sell spice to get enough money for him, the Swordmaster. But I think he'd rather try to get involved in the conflict if he can manage it. So red is going to go to Kartog. They get a troop plus another troop, which are both immediately deployed. Orange. Oh, perfect timing, game. Yeah, I'm going to go and play my Signet Ring, which gets me $1. And guess what, friendos? $8 is exactly how much it costs to get your Swordmaster. So he now gets 3 agents. And all this gets put back in the bags. And because he bought something that used money, he gets to draw another card. That's a pretty strong turn. And now he's got 3 agents. Blue. Blue cannot go sell Melange, so he can't earn enough money for a Swordmaster, because he scrapped his Dune card, which is what it is. He needs to get involved in the conflict. But he doesn't have enough spice to go do the highliner. Doesn't have his signet ring. It doesn't have any water either, so the best he could do is contribute 1 troop to the conflict. But that's fine. So he's going to do that. He's going to go ahead, go back to the Fremen, get a water, and he's going to deploy his only troop left in the garrison. Done. Red then takes their second turn. They're going to go to the Hall of Oratory and get another troop. Now, the good news is that Red can't deploy more troops, so if somebody can get a really good play, they could easily beat Red for once. Well, maybe not easily. A lot depends on luck. All right. Where would Orange like to go? Ouch. He got what he wanted. He got a Swordmaster. And now he wants to get troops out to the conflict. But he can only go to blue, green, or yellow spaces. So basically... Okay, he's going to go to Kartag. Wait, did I screw up earlier? Did he go... He went... I always do this. I don't know why I always see Kartag and then put them on Arakeen. Oh, but yeah. Because I wanted an intrigue card. That was why I was thinking about that. Arakeen's not terrible. Getting draw another card just means I get more... Yeah, we'll go to Arakeen. It gives me more options, right? And that tells me I get another card. He's going to get a troop and deploy it immediately, and then deploy a second troop. And he's going to draw a card. That is pretty doggone spicy, actually. I like that card. So, blue has to take a reveal turn, because I have any agents left. So we're going to calculate his combat strength. So he has 1 troop for 2. He plays his dagger to get a 3rd. And he's got a convincing argument. So he's going to get 2 influence to buy an Arrakis liaison. And done. Red doesn't get a turn, because remember they'll go after the first player's agent turns. Orange is going to... He's going to play his Fremen camp. So he's going to pay his 2 spice to use the optional ability here. He's going to get 3 troops in his garrison. Now he's got to go somewhere to deploy them. He can only deploy 2 because it doesn't count. Does it? No, it doesn't. Okay. So he's going to basically want to go get some spice. Again, 1 water for 3 sounds great, but no water for 1 is No, he's not gonna be cheap. He's gonna come over here and he's gonna spend the water so that he can actually get 3 spice. Plus he can deploy 2 troops to the conflict. Blue's already done. Red doesn't go. Orange takes his reveal turn. He sets his combat strength first of all, which is going to be 8. Plus 1 for the dagger is 9. Plus he's got 5 influence to buy a card with. And a bunch of these cards are going to cost 5. I like the Sardaukar region, actually. But I really like the Gunthopter. So I'm going to go and take a Gunthopter. Now, there's a chance the next one could have a cost of 1. So I flip it over. And it doesn't. But it was worth a shot. But yeah, Orange's reveal turn is done. That means all the turns are done. We go to combat. Red is going to get 4. I do need to flip a card. And they only get 1 extra combat strength. So, Orange won the conflict. They're going to get an influence of their choice anywhere they want. We're going to take another one with the Fremen, actually. And 2 intrigue cards. Ooh, these are both very good. I like those. All the troops go home. We now poop out some more spice. And the workers all come home. Blue passes first player back to orange. Blue draws 5. Orange draws 4. Then shuffles and draws a 5th. And last but certainly not least, we flip over a new conflict card. A victory point and a water. Okay then. So, now because Orange has intrigue cards, they've got some additional abilities now that they didn't have before. Any card that says plot can be played at any time during your turn. And you can get 2 spice. And the High Council is actually pretty good. And again, being the first person to go sell spice effectively blocks yellow from or orange blue from doing it. So I'm going to go and play my signet ring. I get a buck. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to sell my spice. That's 3 spice. And I'm going to earn, as a result, $8 dues. Since friendly Dune is now Australia. Okay. He is going to want to get involved in the conflict, but right now money is pretty good as a starting place. Okay. It's going to switch to Blue's turn. However, first of all, Blue does flip over. Do this. Okay, we got to reshuffle. So everything goes here. Okay, they're going to go to fold space. Oh, also, Red has its 3rd agent because Orange has 3 agents. So they gain that. Now it's Blue. And Blue is actually pretty cranky right now. Because they know that they're not going to get to buy No, they could still buy their swordsman. So they will. Yeah. He's going to play as guild administrator. And he's going to trash his dagger. Reconnaissance. He's going to come over here to secure a contract. He just gets $3. He now has enough to buy his Swordmaster next turn. Which is what he's going to do. That concludes his turn. We switch back to Orange. Orange kind of shrugs and says, I tried. He wants to go to buy his High Council seat now. So he's going to play his dagger. So the High Council gives you a permanent 2 influence for the rest of the game. And then that goes up there. So he spends $5 on that. And he gets to draw another card because of his special ability. Very nice. Before he ends his turn, though, he's going to go and play his Counselor's Dispensation Intrigue card, which means he gets 2 spice. Pretty cool. Alright, red takes their turn. They can't go back to full space, that's not how that works. He's going to go to the Hall of Oratory instead and build up his garrison. Alright, blue. Blue definitely wants to get a victory point, which he could do. But if he doesn't buy his Swordmaster, he can't. So he's going to go and play as a Arrakis Liaison. And he's going to go buy his Swordmaster. It's going to be all his money, but he doesn't really mind that much. And then that's it for him. Back to Orange. He wants to get involved in the conflict. If he had enough spice, I would send him over to the Highliner, but he doesn't. He doesn't have any water, so he can't get any troops from the Fremen. I think he's going to start trying to build up spice so that he can eventually come either to the Emperor or come to the Highliner. So he's going to go ahead and play Dune the Desert Planet. He's going to go to... You know what? He does have 2 troops. Nope. Tell a lie. He's actually going to play his Arrakis Liaison instead. And I'm going to send him to Kartag. So I get a troop. I'm going to deploy him plus the one I already had in the garrison. And then I'm going to draw an intrigue card of my own. And I'm just going to go and instantly play it, because there's no reason to keep it. It's just a free influence with the Spacers Guild. No reason to hang on to it, I don't think. Okay. He is done. Which means red gets their turn. And red's going to go to Arakeen. This is what I was afraid of. They get a troop, and then they get to deploy 2 more. God damn it, red. Of all the cards you could have drawn, you had to draw that one. It'd be like that sometimes. Now, blue is looking at this conflict. And he is thinking very accurately to himself, I don't really care. Because the only cards left in his hand is his dagger, and he can't go to any of these spaces. He's just going to reveal early, which is going to give him exactly 2 influence. He doesn't even get to use a combat strength because he doesn't have any soldiers. So, oh well. 2 influence is enough for another Arrakis liaison, so he's going to start stockpiling on those. So notice, he could have played another agent, but his card only let him go to a green space, and they're all occupied, because he doesn't have enough money. So he is done entirely. Orange is... Oh, sorry, that goes back to 0. I keep forgetting to do this, friends. Orange is going to go ahead and play the rest of his cards for a total of 4 influence. Plus 2, because he got that permanent plus 2 bonus now, so he gets 6. I'm going to get these Worm Riders because they're pretty dope. And that's all he can afford. That's fine. Right. Orange sets his combat strength. It's at 4. He didn't have any swords. And he doesn't have any intrigue cards to give combat, sadly. Red sets his combat strength at 6 because Red's a dick. Plus 2 more. So blue gets nothing, red wins, orange gets a water and a spice, which is a pretty crappy consolation prize when a victory point was on offer, but oh well. Troops are removed. We poop out some more spice. These go back to 0. And all the agents come home. Come home, lassie, come home. So, new round. The Siege of Kartag. Okay. Very rich prize, potentially. Very rich indeed. Blue is now first player, and blue's going to draw... Oh, I didn't play another diplomacy card. Derp, derp, derp. It didn't matter, because I couldn't afford anything else, but that was just silliness on my part. That's 5 for orange. 3 for blue. And 2 for blue. Okay. Blue is pretty insistent on getting involved in this conflict. And he doesn't have the water to take advantage of the giant stack of spice. He could go to rally troops, but he doesn't have enough money. He could go sell some melange so that he can get his own High Council seat, but that's not really that important. What matters is getting troops and deploying them. So he's going to go to Kartag. Oh no, he's going to play a Signet Ring to go to Kartag, sorry. Alright, so he gets... oh, hang on. No, he's not going to get a faction alliance this turn, sadly. So he gets a free troop in his garrison. +1. He's going to deploy them both. And he gets an intrigue card. Oh, snap. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good indeed. Red Could go to Kartog, but he can't. So he's going to go to the Emperor instead. Done. Orangutan. I like the Gunthopter as my last play. I'm going to play Fremen Camp. I'm going to pay my 2 spice. And I get 3 troops in my garrison. But I'm going to get extra spicy. I'm going to play Dispatch and Envoy. Which means I can also use to go to any influence plays. I'm going to come over here to Hardy Warriors, spend my water. And I get 2 troops. I can deploy up to 4, and you're damn sure I am going to deploy 4. And most importantly, I get to claim the alliance with the Fremen. I also get a free water. And I get a victory point. Very powerful turn, thanks to that entry card. I love it. Back to Bleu. What does Blue want to do with his turn? Well, Blue cannot go sell his spice. He's got to go to a green spot. Oh, no, he can sell his spice. He's got the Dune the Desert Planet card. That's not terrible, actually. Because then he could go buy a High Council seat. But the thing is, he really wants to drive hard on the military aspect. So I think he's going to go to Arakeen with his Arrakis Liaison card. He gets a troop, which he immediately deploys. And he gets to draw another card. Intriguing timing. Oh, it's like the last time I got my Guild Administrator, I didn't use it on... Wait, don't you have a Fold Space card? Or am I thinking of a past game? I'm just going to quickly check, because I'm making sure I didn't hurt my other... I do! So actually, Blue should have 1 influence here. Or not here. I was looking at the wrong thing. I'm fine. I'm going to shuffle this. There we go. Okie dokie. Anyway, his turn is done. Red is going to do their flip. There. I was afraid of that. And I think when it goes to get bonus spice, the bonus spice goes away. Let me see here. Yep. So all this bonus spice, 2, 3, 4, is gone. Oh, Red, you absolute dickweed. I hate you so much. Oh well. Back to Orange. Still got 2 agents left. What do I want to do? Do I feel confident in my current configuration? Not really. But I've got this ace in the hole here. As long as I don't play my Gunthopter during my turn. I'm going to play Reconnaissance. I'm going to go to Siach Tauber. Excuse me. 1 water, 1 troop, which I will deploy. Back to Blue. Blue is definitely going to go to the Spacing Guild, I think. Because that's worth a victory point. And he's going to go ahead and trash his Dune the Desert Planet card. Get that deck down so we get the really good stuff. So here he gets another Fold Space card. And he improves his influence, giving him a second victory point. That concludes Blue's turn, which means it is now Red's turn. But before he ends his turn, he's going to go ahead and play Charisma, so he gets some additional influence. Can't go to Arcane. Can't go to Kartog. Can't go to the Hall of Oratory. So he shall. Orange is going to take another turn there. Yeah, he's going to come over to Imperial Basin with Dune the Desert Planet. He's going to get 3 spice for his trouble. Which is pretty spicy. Get it? Get it? Right. Blue's turn. Blue reveals he has a dagger and a convincing argument. So Blue's total combat strength is 6 plus 1 is 7. And he gets a total of 4 influence thanks to his intrigue card. I think he's going to go for Firm Grip. That's a pretty good card. Now everything gets discarded. And he's done. Orange takes his reveal turn. We have Convincing Argument and, most importantly, Gunthopter. I'm not going to deploy another troop because Red can't participate, but I will happily take the combat bonus. That's going to be 10 plus 3 is 13. And I get a total of 3 influence to spend because of my permanent bonus. I need to draw a new card. Shame on me. I'm going to take the Bene Gesserit Initiate just because G Manipulation isn't helpful if you don't already have a card. So I'm going to take the Bene Gesserit Initiate. And discard, 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 and discard. Both of us taking our reveal turns. So, we then determine who won the conflict. Orange did. Team Orange gets a victory point and places their banner at Kartog. This means every time somebody goes to Kartog, whether it's blue, red, or orange, he gets another victory. He gets a dollar, rather. Blue came in second, so blue gets 1 spice and 1 intrigue card. That's not a terrible... it's not a terrible... No. Ooh, he gets a free Bene Gesserit bonus. Very nice. Right. We poop out... Oh, sorry. We get rid of our... Keep here. We make some more melange. 1. And everyone goes home. Like so. So we're actually more than halfway through the deck now. And it's still a very, very close game. As it should be. And there's some really gnarly intrigue cards that can basically give you a free victory point at the end of the game. That can change everything. Okay. I'm going to give this card to Orange so that if I forget how many victory points we have, I can go back and look at it. Because I had that problem last time I tried to record this. So the victory for this one is going to earn you an intrigue card and 3 victory points. Or 3 spice. I keep saying victory points. God. An intrigue card with 3 victory points would be super overpowered. Anyhoozle. Orange is now going to be first player. So let's get him a card, and then 4 more of them. It's not the greatest hand, but it'll do. Blue just draws 5 cards, including one of his fold space cards. We've been kind of waiting for that one. Okay. Orange goes first. I think stockpiling spice makes a ton of sense. It actually makes a lot of sense in all reality. So we're going to do that. We're going to go and play Dune the Desert Planet. And I'm going to come over to here. I'm going to spend a water. And it's going to get me 4 spice, which I'm pretty happy about. You know what? Let's get rid of these 3 and give myself the 8 spice that I earned with just using less steelies. Right. I can also deploy a troop, and I shall. And that concludes the turn of the orange player. Red wants to harvest spice. Well, he can't because there's no bonus spice, so he doesn't care anymore. So he's going to go get him some still suits. Is that the first time all game that red has gone to blue? It might have been. So he just gets his influence bump, and then he gets to deploy a troop, but doesn't have any garrison, so that's fine. Do you let me know in the comments, by the way, if I forgot to increase his influence when he's been going to these blue spaces, but I don't think he has been. Blue, what are you going to do? I'm going to go and start by playing the Guild Administrator. And I'm going to go ahead and trash my dagger. Actually, you know what? You can trash cards in the discard pile, too. I keep forgetting that. But I don't want to trash any of those cards. I will actually go ahead and discard... I will trash the dagger in my discard pile, because that way I can still use the one that I've got. And then we're going to go get yet another fold space card. And we're going to increase our influence. So basically, he'll be able to get an alliance with the Spacing Guild once he picks up, once he plays this fold space card next turn. But he might actually use a diplomacy card, I'm not sure yet. Anyways, that concludes his turn, which means red goes. And yeah, red is really doubling down on the Fremen this turn. Now, being on the same level as the player here doesn't matter, but he can actually take from the... you can take the alliance token from someone else. Plus he gets 2 troops, and he gets to deploy them both. Okay. Oh no, that should have been after Orange's turn. I got confused with who was actually first player. I'm just going to say that happened after Blue's turn. I'm just going to say that I can't go to that space because that's on me. And I'll just skip the card for there. Right. If I wanted to drop a giant passel of knowledge and guarantee myself the victory here, I could do it very easily, but I don't think I care that much. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and start building up for a future conflict. So I'm going to play my dagger. And I'm going to spend $4. To go over here. I do get to draw another card because superpower. And I'm going to go ahead and put 4 troops in my garrison. Okay, we skip red's turn because I was an idiot a few moments ago. So blue goes. I don't want to blow a full space card, which is gone forever once you play it. So I'm going to go ahead and play diplomacy. And while we're here, I might as well go ahead and play my plot card to get a Bene Gesserit. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to do that, but I don't think I can do that because I cannot. I don't have enough spice, so I can't use the Highliner, which means I can't go back to the Spacing Guild this turn, unless I get some spice first, which I could do. I could use full space and go get some spice. I wouldn't be able to get enough. Well, that actually changes my plans quite significantly. I kind of want another intrigue card. That would be such a waste. To burn full space just to sell Melange so that I could then buy my High Council seat. But maybe that's for the best. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I hate it. It's gross, but... So, Fold Space gets trashed as soon as you play it. And we're going to come over here. We're going to sell some Melange. I am going to sell... I only need $5 for that, so I'm going to go ahead and sell 2. And then I get $6. Gross. I hate wasting a card like that, but oh well. Back to orange. Why not? I could get a buttload of spice this turn. That's not the worst idea, actually. Yeah, let's do it. From in camp, spend 2 spice. I get 3 troops. Then I'm going to go over here. I only get 1 spice. But, most importantly, I can deploy troops. And if I have a chance to win this conflict, that would be even better than coming in second. Now I flip over red. And red's going to go do some selective breeding. Gross. And go there. Blue for their last agent turn. They could go to the Bene Gesserit and get a victory point. Like, here's the thing. There is not a way currently that he could go all in. Oh, you know what? No. I had a very specific plan, didn't I? I'm going to play the dagger. I'm going to come over to the High Council, spend $5. There we go. Done. Orange is going to take his reveal turn now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 is enough to buy most things here. I'm going to go ahead and buy the G manipulation card. And I'm going to buy the voice. Perfect. Start really getting some Bene Gesserit cards in there. And then everything else gets discarded. Calculate combat strength. Orange has 6. That's it for orange. Blue now takes their reveal turn. And I refilled the hand there. So they're going to get a total of 5 as well. Because of their 2 there. As much as I would like the Bene Gesserit Initiate, I just think the Sardaukar Legion is better. Because he's really been hurting for troops most of this game, and this helps him get a ready army more easily. Okay. Your combat strength is 0. Red, you son of a bitch. 4 plus 3 is 7. Damn, I wanted that intrigue card. So orange gets 2 spice. Damn it. Troops are all discarded. Worms are going to make some more addictive poo. And all the agents come back home. I think orange has the inside track a little bit, but anything can happen. I really don't know who's going to win at this point, but I think my money right now is on orange. Because they have so much spice, which always lets them have this surprise moment here, which is pretty good. Blue's not going to be first player, and we reveal a new conflict card. 2 victory points in Imperial Basin. Oh my word. This is what the moment that people are waiting for has been. Okay. Blue draws 3 and then shuffles. Orange draws 5. Oh, wow. That is such a kick in the balls for orange. This would be the perfect time to drop this. But he doesn't have a card that lets him get over there. That's unfortunate. Burn a fold space to get a fold space. Also, I don't think I drew a card last time. That was foolish of me, but I forgot. You don't have to do it, so I'm just going to say that I chose not to do it. It's worth it for the Alliance. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to trash my fold space. I get to draw a card. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to get another fold space. Oh, sorry, that goes in the discard pile. And then Blue's influence is maxed out. He gets the Alliance token for a victory point. And he gets $3. Red is going to have a chat with the Emperor. He does get 2 troops, but doesn't get to deploy them. He just gets to put him in his garrison. And done. Orange. I'm going to play the Bene Gesserit card. Because they get to draw another card. Come on. Damn it. If I go pay for the cost of a board space, I can draw another card. Where's the easiest place to get troops that I can then deploy? I'm going to go to Kartag, actually. So I get $1 because I control it. I get an intrigue card. Interesting. Okay. I get a troop, and then I can deploy that troop and up to 2 more, which I will happily do. Whoever wins this conflict might win the game, because it is worth 2 victory points, which is a lot. That concludes Orange's turn. Blue. Blue has got to get involved in this fight, which means he's got to get troops and he's got to be able to deploy troops. So he's going to play diplomacy. He's going to go do Hardy Warriors, and he's going to cash in his water. Which gives him 2 troops that he can instantly deploy. Which you will. And he gets an influence with the Fremen. If they're tied, Orange still keeps it, I think. When does it get kicked back? When it's tied, or... I seem to remind myself here for alliances. Okie dokie. That's to get higher. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so Blue's turn is done. Because Blue just went to the Hardy Warriors. We then flip over another card here. Red's gonna go get himself some still suits. Which means Red throws in 2 troops. This is gonna be brutal. I love it. Orange. Now, Orange has this secret card here, which you can use to get another agent turn. That's not nothing. But really, what they really just want to do is just deploy troops as quickly and as fast as possible. So we're going to do Signet Ring. I get $1 for that. And we're going to come over here to Arakeen. And that's going to get me a troop. I will deploy him and 2 others. And I get to draw another card. Oh, damn, son. Okay. That's pretty potent. That's extremely potent, actually. Okay. Back to Blue. Blue's last agent turn. Blue doesn't have a spice to do what he really wants to do, which is deploy a whole bunch of troops. So maybe this is the turn. Yeah, I'm going to do a Raucous Liaison. Sorry. Over here. He's going to get himself some troops for a future turn. Which kind of sucks for him, because it means he basically... There's almost no chance that he's going to get second place. Because Red's going to get to draw now. Yeah. And Red went to the Highliner. Annoying, but it happened. Red gets to deploy 3 troops. That's pretty yikes, my dude. Orange does have the Worm Riders, which are going to get him another 4 combat strength. But that doesn't mean he wouldn't like to deploy more if he could. So I think he's going to go to the Sietch Tauber. Using the Arrakis Liaison. Sorry. He gets a troop which he deploys, plus he'll deploy this troop, plus he gets some water. That ends Orange's turn. Next we are back to Blue for the reveal turn. He has 8. Which is pretty great, actually. Get it? 8, great. Great 8. How would he like to spend his 8? Influence. The Co-Op Directorship is just staring him in the face as a pretty incredible card to have right now. Like, getting money is whatever, but influence with every single faction is going to change things a lot. So he's going to do it. He's going to go ahead and buy this. And this is an immediate benefit here. So it's going to be tied. Victory point for blue. He still moves up. The reason being, it makes it harder for someone else to take it from him. And then he moves up there. Very good. Blue's reveal turn is not over. We calculate his combat strength, which is 4. 4 is not... Blue's not winning this conflict, it would appear. Next we do orange is reveal turn. So orange has a lot of combat strength. I don't think orange can lose this fight. Plus he gets 6 influence. So let's do the combat strength first. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 16. Yeah, he's actually at more than 20 strength because the Worm Riders give him a bonus 6. So he's actually at 22. Which is pretty funny. He sold out to win this conflict, and I think it's going to pay off for him. 6 for cards. I will happily do Spice Smugglers. That's pretty good. That's 2 of my 6. I'm going to take an Imperial Spy. And I'm going to take the Arrakis Recruiter. Done. Oh, sorry. I also got 1 from the dagger, so I'm actually at 23. I think I'm going to win this conflict. I feel pretty confident about that. And then I close over and it says red wins the conflict. No, it just tells me to reshuffle. Okay. You draw this card, red wins the game. I mean, that's as bad as it gets. Red gets 10 plus 6 is 16. It just doesn't beat 23. So, orange gets 2 victory points. 1, 2. And he gets control of Imperial Basin. Nice. Okay, quick calculation. Make sure I've got everyone's points where they should be. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for orange. And then for red, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's correct. All right, troops go home. Les troops go home. Orange spent a lot of resources on that. And now blue's in the best position to get the next card. So there's always give and take, right? That's what makes the game great. Orange now gets the first player marker. And we revealed the next Oh, nope, we didn't poop out any spice, did we? And then everybody comes home. By the way, it's a really minor thing, but it's a really great example of game design. That. It's a very simple player rate. Not that difficult to understand, but it's so perfect and where it's located that you can just instantly remind yourself, oh, that's what comes next. I forgot. Really understated benefit of a really well-designed game board is being able to find great information really quickly. All right, new cards for the lot of us. That's 1 there. And 4 more there. And Captain Blue gets 5 cards. And last but certainly not least, we're competing over Arakeen now. Again, 2 victory points are at stake. I'm going to put my Bene Gesserit Initiate to begin with as orange. Where do I want to go? I want to get troops so I can deploy them. I could just go up and rally troops, but I don't have enough money for that. So I'm going to go over here instead. Deploy a troop. Gain 1 water. What are you going to do, Red? Red's going to steal the most bonus spice again. So then he's going to take the Great Flat Spice. He goes there. Blue, what are you going to do? Blue wants some money before he plays Firm Grip. Yep, that's what he's going to do. He's going to do Sardaukar Legion, which gets him 2 troops in his garrison. He's gonna go and get some money from the Emperor. He's gonna be like, give me some money out. And he's gonna be like, yeah, alright. And then he increases his influence with the Emperor, earning him a victory point. Well done. Back to orange. Did I draw my card? I did not draw my card. There we go. Well, that was fucking pointless. Game. Alright. I want to go here, damn it, but I can't because I don't have the right card for that. I'm going to go to Kartog with my Arrakis recruiter. So I get a troop. I get a buck. I get a second troop, and I'm going to deploy both of them. And I get an intrigue card. Instantly. No hesitation. Water. Spice. I get to draw 3 cards. Why, game? Why? Okay. It's fine. Red's gonna harvest some more spice. What does it do if they're tied? Total spice. So he's gonna take it from the basin. He has no troops to deploy, otherwise he would. We're now on to blue. Blue needs to get troops in action. Does he have an alliance? He does have an alliance. So he's going to play his signet ring. Which means he gets 2 troops from his alliance with the Spacing Guild. So where's he going to go with it, though? He wants to go somewhere he can deploy troops. Which sounds like Arrakeen to me. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to come over here to Arrakeen. He gets another troop, which he immediately deploys. Plus he deploys 2 more. And he gets a draw card. Okay. That concludes blue's turn. Back to orange. Um... I do remember you get blue's victory point, right? Because it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. He's at 5. Why is he at 5? Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, okay. From in camp breaks it open. So that's what we have to do. I kind of feel like I'm favoring orange for some weird reason. I don't intend to, but it's just the best possibility. 3 troops in the garrison. And then I'm going to get 2 spice. And I'm going to deploy 2 troops. Orange is done. Red is up. Reshuffle again. Good lord, game. He would love to go to Kartog, but he can't because it's blocked. He could do still suits, and he will. But unfortunately, he has no troops to deploy, so that doesn't help him. Blue. So here's the thing. I was going to play my firm grip card. However, I'm very close to having a chance to win this fight. I just need to go deploy more troops. I don't have any water. I can't deploy there. Really, game? You gonna do this to me? I have nowhere I can go to deploy troops. That's the long and short of it. I need to get some money. So I'm going to go ahead and do Spacing Guild. I'm going to trash my... Diplomacy is too useful. I could just trash my Fold Space card. I'm not going to trash any cards. I don't think that helps me at this point. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to sell my spice. So that I at least have the flexibility of having some money, right? There's things you can do with money, like go talk to the... like you could rally troops, you can get a mentat, whatever. Now, I could have played my get the free mentat card by baiting a spice. I don't think that really helps me right now, though. So I'm going to go ahead and just take my reveal turn. It's going to be a big one. Okay, so I get a total of 4 influence. We'll start with that. No, 4, 5, right? Yeah, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, these are the cards I actually played. These 3 down here. So actually, this also counts. So that's 4 and 5. 4 and 2 is 6. I then get a total of 5 extra combat strength on top of the 10 that I've already got. That's a 15. And I can send 1 extra troop, so I think I will, to make sure I get 17. So that's done. And now I just have to decide how to spend my 6th influence, my 6th persuasion, rather. I mean, this card was pretty great when we had it before, right? So I think I'm going to buy another one of them. It's a pretty great card, all things considered. Oh man, that card would have been brilliant. Oh well. Over to blue. Oh, yeah, that's all done. Oh, I need to discard these, don't I? Blue. So, blue does not have an alliance with the Emperor, so the firm grip card is unfortunately worthless. So he gets 2 plus a combat strength. That's going to be 6 and 1 is 7. So he's going to only get a 4 influence to buy a card. It's not great, but it could be worse, I guess. I don't know how, but it could. No, I get paid next Saturday. Sorry. 4 influence. Shifting allegiances isn't terrible. I'm going to start with Dr. Yue, though. Spice Hunter is pretty handy, so I'm going to take them too. I still get 1 more influence, though. Or persuasion. I keep confusing those two. And that doesn't matter. Okay. So, we're out in the desert. Oh, but no giant sandworms, thankfully. We are going to resolve the combat now. Orange wins. 1, 2. And he gets to put his 3rd flag out on Arakeen. What does blue want? Blue definitely wants an intrigue card. That is absolutely certain. Because intrigue cards are pretty spicy. That's pretty nice, actually. I like that card a lot. What does he want for his 2nd thing? I think he wants some spice. Because then he can play this intrigue card next turn. Alright. Troops go away. Okie dokie. Alright. Blue's going to be first player now. But we do need to get some more spice, but it doesn't matter, actually, because they're all occupied. Orange definitely has momentum, but it's important to recall that their hold on the alliance with the Fremen is pretty weak. And Blue's done a really good job of moving stuff around. So, while Blue hasn't won any conflicts of note, they're in a really good position to start taking some more alliances. So we flip this over. So the winner gets 1 influence and an intrigue card. I would argue actually the 2nd place... Oh, it's 2 influence. Okay, that is actually quite different. Okay. Blue draws 3. And shuffle for 2 more. Orange draws 5. Not terrible. Not ideal, but not terrible either. And Blue, you may begin your turn. Why, thank you, sir. What do we want to do? I definitely want an alliance with the Emperor. could get that card put right on the top of my deck. That's pretty great. I can go anywhere that I want to. So that's the first important thing to consider here. And I definitely want to work on that alliance with the Emperor. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play Firm Grip. I'm going to spend my $2. And I'm going to take an influence with the Fremen. Because then I get to do this. I get to go, hey, orange, yoink. And orange goes, yoink. That was a worthwhile $2. And then I'm going to go over here to build up my influence with the Emperor and get $2. There's also going to be trying to get the alliance before red seals the alliance from me. So that's, I said $2, right? Yeah. All right. Now red takes their turn, and they're going to go steal some spice, but they can't because there is no bonus spice to steal. They're going to rally troops. That's not ideal for them. For us, rather, because that puts red in a very scary position. Now the board stops here. So what that means is that once you're at the top space, no one can ever take the alliance from you. Orange Utange. What would you like to play? I'm going to play The Voice. No, actually, I'd rather have the 2 influence. I'm not going to bother with that. That's kind of silly. Spice Smugglers? Yeah, Spice Smugglers. Here we go. I'm going to spend 2 spice. I get 1 influence with the Spacing Guild, which is worth a victory point. And I get $3. I don't really need $3, but I'll take it all the same. And I go to a blue space. I'm going to go to Kartog. So I'm going to get a troop and deploy them. I get $1. And I get an intrigue card. I'm just going to play it and get a water. Why not? Why not? Okay, orange is done. Back to blue. This conflict is very helpful in a couple of ways. I don't think it's as critical as the last one's going to be. But yeah, blue definitely wants to get some more points. Does he have 4 spice? He does not have 4 spice. Alright, I'm going to play my guild administrator. And I'm actually going to go ahead and trash my Raucous Liaison. I think... No, I'm not going to trash anything, sorry. Oh, damn, hang on. No, I actually don't want to do that. I do not want to do that because I don't have any water. Let's actually trash a fold space and draw a card. And let's fix that. Let's go do some still suits. I get some water. And I get to deploy 2 troops. 1 and 2. And I get another influence with the Fremen, and this means that orange can basically never get this back. So, next is red. Red wants the bonus spice. Well, it can't have any. So they're going to take Hardy Warriors. Is red. And that's going to be 2 troops. So they're going to deploy 4. Yikes. Orange. Now, because I don't have an alliance anymore and I can't have one, the Worm Riders don't help me as much. They're still great, though. I'm going to try something a tiny bit... Oh, no, I don't want to do that either. Really, game? No, I could do that, actually. I'm going to play my Signet Ring. I'm going to get $1. Because Signet Ring. And I'm going to come over here to the research station. Now, I'm not going to be able to deploy any troops. But I'm going to get to draw 3 cards. And that's what I've been waiting for. I've got my secret weapon to basically win this conflict. But orange doesn't know that, or blue doesn't know that. Okay. Blue is next. What did he need 4 spice for? Oh, to go and improve his relationship with the Emperor. Meh. I mean, it's not like 4 spice isn't helpful to him. It isn't like that at all. But he needs troops. So I think Arakeen is where he's going. Yes. This does give yellow $1, orange $1, which I'm like, whatever. I get to go from garrison to deployed, and then deploy 2 more. And I get to draw another card. That's not terrible, actually. Red gets their last turn. Can't go to Conspire. Oh, no, yes, you can. However, thankfully, it's not a combat space. And that means that red cannot, absolutely cannot, do anything with these troops. All right. Orange. Does orange do the major dick move? And just utterly wreck blue's victory here? So let's consider, what does it mean to get a victory? I get 2 influence. And that's not nothing. But it's also not very much. Because 2 influence is going to get me at most 1 victory point. And 1 victory point is a lot, right? It's a lot. But is it worth spending 6 spice to get it? Maybe? Game. Why do you do this to me? I could just go there and then just not deploy the troops. Or just deploy enough that I think I can get second. Yeah, you know what? That's worth it. That's what we're going to do. Diplomacy. Coming over to here. Spending 6 spice. I get 5 troops in my garrison. I get 2 water. I get 1 influence with the Spacing Guild. I actually forgot about that. The question is, how many troops do I deploy? Because I'd love to get 2nd place for the intrigue card. Which would mean I'd have to deploy 3. And I think I'm okay with that. 2 and 3. Done. Alright, blue reveals his hand. Fold space just gets discarded. Sadly. I'm going to go ahead and play my bypass protocol. So I get to basically get 2 spice, and I'm going to put it right at the top of my deck. I'm going to grab that Sardaukar Legion. So it just goes right on top of my deck. No questions asked. That's a pretty powerful card, actually. Okay. I've got 4 influence. Plus 2 is 6. I'm going to take Shifting Allegiances for 3. And I guess I'll take the Bene Gesserit sister because it's more valuable if I decide to just keep it. So there we go. And your turn is done. We calculate your combat strength, which is 5, which comes up to 10. Unfortunately, blue didn't draw any combat cards, so I think he might actually lose. But we switch over to orange. Orange is going to gain plus 4 to his combat strength, so that's 8 plus 4 is 12. So that card no longer matters. Plus 1. For 13. Plus he gets 6, count him 6, 8 influence. I think he's going to take Lady Jessica. Because once he buys it, he gets improved influence, and it's a good way to cycle through his deck. What would help orange the most? I think moving up here, because then, assuming he wins the combat, he can actually take the alliance from red, from orange, which is pretty important, right? Remember, that's an on acquisition that you get that bonus there. I'm going to flip over another card because if it's a 1, I can buy it. I can't. Oh, well. So everything gets discarded. We get red's combat strength, which is 8. All this is going to depend on what card we draw. No combat strength. And no one has any entry cards that play for combat. So blue does come in second. So orange gets 2 influence. With any faction, he's going to go 1, 2. Also, he got $3 for going there the first time. So that takes this influence away from them and gives them his 8th victory point. And he gets an intrigue card. And possibly a hot plate. Oh, dang. That is... Those are one of those sneaky bastard cards that don't come up as often as they might, but when they do... That's that same card that the other guy had earlier. Oh, but 3 spice for blue. Okay. Combat is resolved, so everyone goes home. This gets removed from the game because it's not worth any victory points, so I don't have to keep it. We get lots of bonus spice this turn, though. It's the last turn of the game. Orange gets that. Everybody gets their people back. I just randomly gave them Red's agents. I don't know why I did that. That was dumb. Okay. One of two things is going... Actually, it's guaranteed. This is the last turn of the game. Oh, damn. And if that's not massive... Oh, wow. Okay, game. Way to make the last turn the most interesting one. 5 for Team Blue, and 5 for Team Orange. Okay. So, alright. Well, let's go ahead and play our Imperial Spy. Sorry, over here. And I'm just going to go get wealth. This is purely for the victory point. But I also get 2 troops in my garrison. And I gain 1 victory point with blue. I'm then going to trash this card so that I can get an intrigue card. What did I do? Oh, fuck me. I completely lost my mind. Sorry about that. Hang on. Oh my god. I need to rewind. Sorry, friends. I genuinely don't remember if I changed, I'm trying to go back to when... Okay, I did actually change. That's what I was worried about. I thought I'd maybe forgotten to give them the first player marker. Okay. We already know who won. Everyone got their intrigue cards, right? Was that the one that blue already had? No, that is correct. Alright, so everyone goes home. Sorry, friends. I hate to have to rewind like that, but I really needed to so that I didn't inadvertently screw the blue player. Because that changes quite a bit of actually how I will play this turn. So that happens. These guys all come home. I gotta put more spice out. More of the spice. Blue, blue, blue. I said blue. All right. So it is orange's turn first. Draw 2. Flip. Shuffle. Draw 3. Okay. Blue. Draw 5. Hey, look, the Sardaukar Legion. Who could have predicted that? Okay. Now we're where we ought to be. Oh, not quite. Delete, reveal. Alright, so. Now the game's gonna end no matter what. I don't believe the game ends instantly if someone hits 10 points, like it just ends at the end of the round. Okay, you check it at the recall phase, that's right. Okay. So, orange needs to do whatever they can to get points. And they've got this little number right here. So one of the first things they need to do is they need to be in a position to deploy troops. Which I think means... Really, game? This is the hand you give me? Let's go ahead and go to Kartog. One troop gets deployed, +2. I get $1. Hooray. And I get an intrigue card. I'm going to go and play my Poison Snooper right now. I get to draw my top card, and I either get to keep it or trash it. I'm going to keep that, thank you very much. Because there's one card that we haven't talked about yet, which is this one. This gives you a victory point. And that may end up being what determines who wins the game, but we'll have to see what happens. Next, red goes. Red reshuffles. Of course he does. Two troops +2, so 4 troops are deployed. Plus he goes here, and he gets an influence of the Fremen. It doesn't matter because you have to be able to go higher, and the board just stops at that point. So there's nothing anyone can do to take that alliance away from blue. Speaking of blue, because I have this intrigue card, I don't have to play a specific card at a specific time. How much spice would I need to get into the highliner? I need 4. But I don't have the water for that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play the Arrakis Liaison. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to get a water. I am going to deploy a troop plus 2 more. And that's it. Oh no, technically I do gain an influence with the Fremen, but it doesn't matter because I'm already at the top. Alright, so Orange is basically hoping that the highliner wins him this fight, and possibly the game as well. No, except to go harvest the spies. Oh, if he did that, he wouldn't be able to get influence with the Emperor. So the best he could do is hope to tie, and hope that somehow Orange doesn't get a couple of points. Which he might not. let's not beat around the bush here. He's got to get troops and then deploy them, which means he needs spice too. Isn't spice the first tiebreaker? It is. Yeah, so this is where orange goes. I'm going over here. And I'm paying 2 water for 4 spice. He's going to play Dune for that. Okay, the Fremen camp might save me, but it's not at all clear that it will. Oh, no, I don't think that matters. Yes, it does. That completely screws blue and disrupts his entire plan. Blue ain't happy about that. What can we do to get him more troops? We could go do Sardukar Legion or Dagger, go up there, get him 4 troops, and then is any other way to get enough spice? He needs 6, he's only got 2, and you can't buy spice, sadly. Okay. I need the alliance with the Emperor. Which I think I get with the diplomacy card. And then last turn, I cry. Because I don't really think I have another way to get a lot of troops. Game. And I can't go to blue or yellow. But I could do still suits as a way to deploy the troops once I have them. So, okay. I'm going to play diplomacy because I need to get the obvious point. Even if I don't really care about the money, I need it for the point. And I get troops out of it too. So he's going to get 2 troops in his garrison, and he's going to get $3 or $2 rather, whatever. Okay, blue's turn is done. Red goes to Arakeen, which means orange gets a point, or it gets $1 rather. Oh, orange is first player. That's what's confusing me. Sorry. And then red gets a troop that they can then deploy. Alright. Orange. You've got to play the Fremen Camp card. It's the most obvious card to play, and it's the one that actually gets you a possible chance of victory. Okay. Spends 2 spice to get 3 troops in his garrison. He then has to go to a yellow space. He's going to come over here. He actually gets 3 spice. Not that it matters, but he does get 3 spice. Oh, but it could matter. And then he's going to deploy 2 troops. And then he's going to go ahead and play his calculated hire, which gives him the men tap for 1 spice, which gives him another agent turn. And that could be massive. Okay. Back to blue after... Oh, that's what I did. I played the card after blue's turn instead of after orange's turn, so I don't actually play a card here. Yeah, that was me being a derp again. Okay. So I've got a sneaky way to deploy 3 troops, which means I need 3 troops. Or... Damn it. See, sadly, I don't really have another way to get 2 influence, because I've only got 1 more agent left. Getting another intrigue card could be helpful, actually. I'm weirdly talking myself into doing that instead of my original plan. Alright. So let's talk this through. If blue doesn't win the conflict, blue loses. But blue's got this secret trick up his sleeve where he can deploy 3 more troops. That's one thing to keep in mind. But orange has another men tap, which means orange could take 1 more turn. Which means the most important thing to do, I think, is to get an intrigue card, because the intrigue card could change everything. Whereas I don't think blue can win this game because they don't have any other way to get points easily. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually play Dispatch and Envoy. And I'm going to go ahead and make my convincing argument go visit the Bene Gesserit card. Puts that there. You don't have more than 4 intrigue cards, so I just take 1. That's massive. That could be everything right there. Okay. And then red's not going to take a turn because they're done. Orange. I'm going to do G Manipulation. I don't have another Bene Gesserit card, so I don't get the bonus. But I do get to send my men tap to the research station. I get to deploy a troop. I get to spend 2 water. Gross. And I get to draw 3 cards. And that might have won me the game right there. That absolutely might have won me the game right there. Drawing the Worm Riders when I did. But we'll see what happens, okay? So blue is going to calculate their combat strength, which is currently... what? It's currently 6. He then says, I get another one from my dagger for 7. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to play my Sardi card, Legion. Which lets him deploy additional troops to the battlefield. And that puts him at 11. Very respectable. He also gets 3 influence, but I don't think it's really going to help him much. It doesn't. There's really no point in buying cards the last turn of the game. Unless it's a card that gives you a point, which there's only one card that does that. So, nothing there. His turn is concluded. And in fact, his game is concluded. Orange now takes their turn. Let me start by discarding these cards just so that they're out of the way. Alright. So, he first reveals the Worm Riders, and Lady Jessica, and 2 daggers. So together that's a bonus of 7 to combat strength, and he's already at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's already at 12. That's 19. He has 5 influence to buy cards. Again, it doesn't really matter because it's not 9. And last but not least, red gets to draw. And red didn't get any bonus combat, so red ends with 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. Now, blue could play the Private Army card to gain 5 combat strength, but it wouldn't help them. At all. And they've got more than enough to make sure that they get second place, and that Intrigue card could give them victory points. You never know. Now, here's a question. If you already have a conquest, okay, that's actually an important question. Oh, when you control a space, you get to deploy another troop. It doesn't really matter, actually. Okay, so orange got 2 victory points. Blue got 3 spice and an intrigue card. And unfortunately, if he had both of these, it might have mattered. If Orange really wanted to be a dick, he could have played his Stage Incident card to get another victory point. But he's not going to do that. That's just kind of mean. And Orange comes through with the victory. 7 points from Conquest will do that for you. It will do that for you. Yeah, blue really didn't do a good enough job of putting troops in the conflict. And while you can win the game without winning the conflict, it just became overwhelming. To the point where the only way that blue could have won this game is if blue had won the last conflict and then gotten something to give him an extra victory point. Because let's talk that orange didn't win that, right? So we'd be down here, and blue would be up here if they got the victory point. As long as then orange just plays its intrigue card and wins anyway. Oh well. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I really like it. It's a really great deck builder. And until next time, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching. And please join me next week for Beyond the Sun. And I bid you a good day.